All right, guys, if you work in complex wheelchair prescription, you need to see this video because people think prescribing a wheelchair is easy. You pick a base, you pick a cushion, backrest, you get a quote from a supplier, you submit it, it gets approved, money gets spent, delivery is done, and then boom, disaster. This case study I'm about to show you is exactly why I think our industry is in trouble, because this client had a bunch of postural issues. She had windsweeping, scoliosis, posterior pelvic tilt, history of pressure injury, everything. And the chair that has been prescribed for her is not only the same as what she had, which is also problematic, it's actually worse. And this is what happens when people treat complex wheelchair prescription like it's nothing. So in this video, I'm going to show you two things. One, I'm going to show you the issues with the new script for this particular person. And two, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if I had a complex client like this, so you don't have to make the same mistakes when you're prescribing a wheelchair. These are the reviews that nobody teaches, but they're super important if you want to avoid the emotional guilt of doing the wrong thing, if you want to avoid doing something wrong with the client, and if you want to avoid any legal ramifications that come from you from your prescriptions. Again, if you prescribe complex wheelchairs and you're worried about doing the wrong thing, watch this video. Let's go. To quickly summarize what we just discussed, based on what we're doing here, let's look at the hips. The hips first look like they are in a posterior pelvic tilt, meaning that they're sliding forward.
Yeah.
And they're probably in a posterior tilt because the seat depth appears to be too long. If this is 18 inches long, we ideally want to go a 17, which is what you've done on the quote, which is good. But 17 just gets us to the right cushion for this position, but her position may be able to come more upright. So that's why when we want to do a retrial with her, we want to maybe trial her 16 to see if we can get her legs all the way back. So she might be in a posterior tilt for that reason. She may also be into a posterior tilt because you said there was quite a lot of tension on her hamstrings. So if being at 90 degrees is quite taut, if that's a really tight position, then what we actually want to do is allow her legs to come back even more. So this is at 90 degrees. We probably want to allow something to come back to more like 100 degrees. The way we do that is with a contracture kit, which is something like this. So this allows the legs to come back even more. We don't really want the foot plates because they're not really going to do much. We could probably angle them all the way flat, but what the better thing would be to do is to have some sort of custom calf support on here. That mimics what you've got over here. So we want to bring her hips all the way back into the chair. We want to accommodate her contracted legs, which is what we can see over here. Her legs are tucked in quite a bit.
Yeah.
And if this is happening, what we want to try is add in padding over here to balance these hips and to stop that scoliosis where it is. If it's quite fixed, maybe then we put more padding over here to just create even pressure over here. So we want to see if one side is, if it's flexible or not, or even if it's uneven or not. But either way, the goal is to stabilize the pelvis to level out these shoulders. You've scripted a contoured cushion, which I would highly advise against, given that she's quite fixed in this position. So what you can do is have an option of an adjustable contoured cushion, where rather than having this, so we're trying to get her knee into this position, which it doesn't fit in. What we want to do is have a adjustable cushion, which allows the contours to be more matching her position over here. If we were doing a contoured cushion, if we tried to put her leg into here and it didn't want to go, her left hip would probably rotate to come into this crevice. But if her left hip rotates, then her spine's going to rotate and everything falls apart. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure the pelvis is stabilized. So what we do here is have an adjustable contoured cushion. But in this case, from what you mentioned, she has had multiple histories of pressure injuries in the past. And given that she's really asymmetrical, any sort of contoured cushion is going to be problematic. I would highly advise in this case to stick to the ROHO and not do a contoured cushion like you've got over here. Stick with the ROHO and support her body using external supports like a medial thigh support. And the good thing about a medial thigh support is that we can adjust it to where we want it to be. So say if she's quite fixed on here, her knee can't come all the way to neutral, but maybe it can come here. So we can have a pommel to accommodate whatever whatever flexibility she has in that chair. What I would also do is have a thigh guide on here, if that is reducible as well, to bring her leg more neutral.
The concern with the ROHO is that the carers don't maintain it.
Yep,
So
understood.
I'm just thinking of something that does not require maintaining.
You can get
Because
the Star Sentinel. Powered by Caligon. It's our air pump that will put air
Yeah.
into the cushion or pull air out of it based on where it needs to be. So you literally plug it in and it will make sure that the air is at the right pressure every single time. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and you want to build your confidence in wheelchair prescriptions so these things don't happen to you, stick to the end of the video. I'm going to show you the solution for your exact problem. But for now, keep watching. And then the last thing is I want to make sure that we definitely do not have articulating leg rest hangers. This is the opposite of what we want. So that's going to have this position and you won't be able to tuck
Mhm.
in. It actually goes up more. So like to elevate someone's leg
Yeah,
rest.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
definitely not what we want. So if that was on there, this
yeah,
chair would be worse than what we are here. What we want is a contracture
yeah,
kit that comes under the chair more. An articulating hanger would stick out further than this. So already at 90 degrees, it's too far out for this person. If we went an articulating hanger, which is the leg rest go up, the minimum angle you can get is 70 degrees. So if she was to sit in this chair as it is, that would be very problematic. So we do not want that. Then we want to look at a backrest. So the backrest we've got here is way too tall. We don't need it to be this tall. We want the top of the backrest to be in line with the shoulders and the bottom of the backrest usually to be in line with the PSIS. In terms of what you've
yeah,
quoted here, you've got a custom tall backrest, which is very expensive, and it's 22 inches tall, which is a very tall backrest for someone with such a short stature. So I would definitely
yeah.
revise this and look at something else. You've gone a super
Mhm.
shaped back, which is good if you're trying to accommodate someone with a kyphosis and you said she's got quite bony prominences. So we can
Yes.
scoop out the middle of it to alleviate the pressure from there and put more pressure on the sides of her body. Although looking at her, it looks like she has a lean going on here as well. So what we want to
Yeah,
do is first, let's go back to the hips. So with our hips, we want to see what's going on here. We have a lean going on over here and that usually means this is happening. So one side's high. It
yeah,
may not. It may just be flat and she's purely got to lean from one side. But typically what we see is this. Either way, you're
yeah,
probably going to want some deep contour backrest. So rather than going a flat backrest as what she's got now and what you've quoted, you probably want something like a
mhm,
deep contour back where it has supports on either side to help keep her upright. If
yeah,
not, you could go swing away lateral supports and have one high here and have one low here. And that would help align her spine a bit more.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, yes.
How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I'll let you know once I've done the other trial, the
Done.
the next trial.
All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. And I want you to know that suppliers are just people. You got good people, you got bad people, you got good suppliers, you got not so good suppliers. So you can't put your blind faith into anybody because it falls back on you. It's quite dangerous if you just do things and you don't really know what you're doing. So this is exactly why I've built this systematic wheelchair prescription framework so that occupational therapists like you know exactly what to do in these situations. So if you are a person who is looking to build your confidence, save a bunch of time, and reduce your risk when it comes to complex wheelchair prescription, I want you to comment framework down in the comments below, and I'll send you more information about it. Bye for now.